Can I de-rust my not very good Ducati's fuel tank using only vinegar? And can I start it for what might be the first time in years? Let's find out. Ew. Oh, I hate the smell of vinegar. Look at that, I actually fixed something myself. So a quick recap, if you didn't see the previous video, which I'll link at the end or something. I got this at an auction, probably overpaid a bit for it. The advert I think stated ready to ride, but which I knew wasn't the case anyway, because it hasn't had an MOT since 2019. And as well, it didn't even start when I got it. Yeah, that's the thing with auctions. Obviously, you know, it can pay off. Everything's sold as seen, so that means, you know, things can not pay off as well, which is the case here. So got myself a new battery for it, was, you know, ready to put that in and start it up, but then I saw the state of the fuel tank inside, which was not very nice. So started looking up ways in which I could rectify that. There's off the shelf stuff, or you can do the kind of the DIY thing, which is what I decided to do, which was vinegar. So yeah, I thought I'd see, yeah, if it could do a particularly good job of clearing it. And the answer, just as a bit of a spoiler, is sort of. You'll find out in a bit. Yeah, once all that's done, at the end of this video, I am going to be starting this up and hopefully it will run for the first time. And the next step after that is getting it MOT. Like I said, first MOT in a long time. The problem is, obviously, I don't know how long this has sat for. I know it hasn't had an MOT, as I said, for 6 years, so you would hope that it's been started up a few times since then, but who knows? Judging by the state of the battery, which I think is pretty foobarred, I don't think it's kind of coughed into life in a while. So this was kind of shot over a number of weeks on various different devices. It's going to be a bit kind of all over the place, but I'm hoping going to be able to string it all together with some voiceover, and it won't look too chaotic. Now, a lot of the stuff I'm doing is not particularly complicated, but I'm not a particularly DIY mechanical focused person, so a lot of this stuff kind of like scares me a bit and is all a bit new to me. So before you go into the comments and saying why you're being such a wet blanket about all this, well, you know that this is all a bit outside my comfort zone, but that's the whole, well, what's become the whole idea of this bike. I'm hopefully going to get things going on my own and yeah, learn a few things in the process. Now what I should say is what I haven't done with this, what I probably should have done in hindsight, is seal the tank afterwards. So obviously it's a bare metal surface, so gotten rid of as much rust as I can, so hopefully it will last for a while, and I may revisit in the future and do something a bit more, you know, a bit more intensive, a bit more long lasting. But for now, you know, my priority is just to get this back on the road, as you know, it hasn't been for 6 years, and I want to ride it really. I guess we'll get to it. It's probably best not to consider any of this like a how-to guide because, well, I don't really know what I'm doing. So what I'll do is I'll link to some things for further reading, maybe to some other videos as well. But anyway, first thing I need to do is take off the tank, which is nice and easy on this actually because it's got a quick release at the front. And you've just got to take out this little pin at the back. And then it's just a case of stripping the tank down and getting ready to chuck some stuff in it. Ew. Oh, wonderful. Oh, lovely. So apparently this had a new fuel pump. To do that, you have to take out all this stuff, take off this, which honestly is a pain in the arse. So someone's done all that, gone to that effort, put this new fuel pump in, and looked inside and thought, yeah, that's fine, that is. I'm just going to put it all back. And if I do this, have a look. Why would you do this? Why? Because all you've got to do at this point, if you've already got the fuel pump out, you just need to put in something. In this case, I'm going for some white vinegar, which is kind of one of the less sort of invasive solutions. If it doesn't work, I can go for something a bit gnarlier. Yeah, I have recruited help for this from the father-in-law because I am useless at everything. So this is probably a bad time to remember that I hate the smell of vinegar. What are you watching on YouTube, darling? Oh, I'm watching someone pour vinegar into a disgusting fuel tank from an old Ducati that no one else wanted. Yeah, I mean, at this point, this is a man pouring some vinegar into a tank, so I think we'll cut that, come back in, I don't know, 24 hours or so, and hope that all this has done something. Yeah. I put in 10 litres of vinegar, and the general consensus online is that even though this is a fairly mild acid, that you top it up the rest of the way with water, which I did and made a mess of. Oh, here we go. Not quite 24 hours on, but near enough. And as you can see, all sorts of brown disgustingness floating to the top. I mean, you can chuck stuff like ball bearings in here and nuts and bolts and whatever, and shake it around to agitate the rust. But I'm going to just drain it and see how it's looking, really. Kind of looks not as brown and disgusting as I thought it would, actually. So yeah, that's what's come out. And I haven't rinsed this yet, but it's already looking, can I get that light in there? A damn sight better than it did. I think it might want a little bit of agitation. Moment of truth, let's see how much actually comes off. Give it a bit of a... Oh, look at that! Genuinely. Not that you can actually see that properly. I should probably switch to a phone actually, because then I've got, look at that, look at it all just coming off! Really didn't know what to expect. I was wondering if this might be a complete waste of time. And I should have tried something a little bit, you know, more powerful. So I should say, if you do have a much worse looking tank than this as a starting point, a guy called Chris Hodge had a, what was it, a Kawasaki or Kawasaki dirt bike, and he's yeah, it would use some stuff. Oh, how satisfying is that? That looks amazing. Anyway, sorry, getting distracted. Yeah, but he used like it was a mixture of water and various dry chemicals which kind of mixed together and made a stuff, and that looked like, I was tempted to do that, but I thought I'd try this first because mine wasn't too bad. I'll link to his video. I think he's got his recipe from another video, but yeah, gave it a go himself, and the results were pretty good actually. But I thought I'd try this, even though I hate the smell of vinegar. So far, it's all looking actually remarkably good. It's just for a more visual representation of how well this works. I've dropped this Jubilee clip in earlier. I'll overlay a picture of what it looked like before. If you look, just rub it lightly with my finger, and that should. There you go. It's smelly. It's not perfect, but it does work. After rinsing out the tank, you need to stick something in it to neutralise the acid and stop something known as flash rust. In my case, I used a solution of water and a few teaspoons of bicarbonate of soda, which I was a bit slow doing, so I ended up getting flash rust anyway. Yay. Thankfully, I still have most of my water vinegar solution in a big crate, so I chucked all that back in, tried my best to leave the worst of the grot at the bottom of the crate, and waited another 24 hours, rinsed again, and dried with an air compressor followed by a heat gun. You love it when I come stay, don't you, Neil? The result is a definite improvement, but still not perfect. Perhaps it needed a bit of agitation with some ball bearings or similar after all, or something stronger than vinegar. The important thing is that all the loose rust that had built up has been flushed out, so I figured I'd move on, get everything back together, keep an eye on the fuel over time and revisit if necessary. With the battery the bike came with seemingly beyond saving, I installed a new one in preparation for what I hoped would be the first startup. Fingers crossed. The battery has been sat for a few weeks. It's not entirely full. I don't really, well, and also been advised as well, don't try and crank this with a flat battery. So the next thing I need to do is fiddle with this steering adjuster, if that's going to focus, just in there. So there's a Torx bit that you put in like the end of it, and then you can see there's a little nut on the end of it there, so I've got to push it through a bit more because as you can see it's fouling. Yeah, so obviously don't want your brake hitting that's not very good, so I think we'll only need a little bit more and then that should clear nicely. But yeah, I'll do that while the battery charges. It's on a trickle, so it might be a little while, but yeah, come on gimbal, there we go, just about to see it. So look, there we go, stopping nicely down there on the steering lock, and the other way I think should be, yeah, clearance on the other side as well. Look at that, I actually fixed something myself. I think this is the thing, I don't really have much confidence in my DIY mechanical ability, and when I actually fix something and I surprise myself. Okay, right, yeah, fine. Okay, choke was... Come on! Did it once, I'll do it again, I'm sure. Yes! There we go! clearing a bit now. I think it might have just been a bit of oil that dropped onto the exhaust, possibly. I mean, no, it's a Ducati. It kind of, that's what they do. They lick a bit of oil. They, it means they're pleased to see you if they've pissed out a little bit. But yeah, it's running. We've got a bit of choke. We've got a little bit of choke on still. It works. Still need to tidy my garage. Yeah, I know. Smoking is still going on. Clearing a little bit now. What is that coming off of? It's the exhaust, I think. Right, so it works. Next step, other than tidying my garage and trying not to asphyxiate myself, is MOT. I'm going to go because yeah, it's getting a bit smoky in here. Bye. New problem. Yeah, it seems to conk out when you put it in first. Side stand was retracted, so I don't know if it's like a dodgy side stand sensor or something. So the misery continues. Stay tuned, and please do subscribe to see me get more and more annoyed with this bike, and like the video because, you know, might make me feel happy after this bittersweet occasion of engine starting and then it being annoying in a different way. Yeah, bye.